NFL Pick'em Show on the Gruely True Sports Network. As always, the Gruely True Sports Network is powered by Betting.net. Find the best place to bet for you. Betting.net offers expert and user reviews for every online sportsbook and casino in your state. So check out Betting.net. I am your co-host for the NFL Weekly Pick'em Show, Mike Goodpaster. Right now, I would like to welcome in the man that leads the competition by one pick headed into the divisional playoff weekend. Still got an Indianapolis Colts shirt on, so you know he's a true fan. Former 1981. Well, it's not former. He's a national champion in 1981 from the Indiana Hoosiers, Steve Risley. How you doing, Steve?
Hey, I'm doing okay. And Mike, it's not that necessarily that I'm still a true fan. It's just that the only damn shirts I wear that are comfortable to do this show in are Colts shirts. I guess I got to start buying some Bengals shirts.
There you go. I can send you a Bengals shirt if you need one.
Yeah, I may take one from you.
All right, so let's look back at this past weekend real quick, the wild card games. They weren't very wild. You had two games that were, competitive? The other four games were pretty much blowouts. Does this mean that maybe we should go back to 6 teams instead of 7 in the playoffs?
Well, given the fact that the Colts are going to be a 6th or 7th playoff team pretty much for the next 10 years, I would say probably no.
Whoa. Hey, wait a second. Look at this. Dan Kornhauser showed up with a Tennessee Titans jersey. Can you say asshole?
Yeah, buddy, my Vince Young. Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it. But go ahead, Steve. I'm sorry you got interrupted by the drunk that showed up late.
No, I don't think so. I think that the number that they've got is a good number. Yeah, I like the number because I thought week 17 was a big drama week about getting in, and a lot of great games on week 17.
But don't you get more drama if you have more than one bye? Because then maybe teams like the Bengals don't sit guys, because then it only takes one upset. You're the 2 seed, you got to bye. And Dan, what we're talking about is, are there too many teams in the playoffs? Because last year, the Chicago Bears got humiliated in New Orleans. The Colts did play well against the Bills. It was a close game. But the 4 games we've seen 7-2, 3 of them have been complete ass kickings, for lack of a better term.
Honestly, man, I will never fight against more football as long as it doesn't get too crazy. Like the NBA having 10 teams make the playoff or whatever.
No, they've got 8 in each conference. It's about the same thing this is now.
Yeah, but they also have that play-in game or whatever.
Well, they just started that last year. So the 10,
but yeah, like that. That's too much. Baseball's too few. I think the NFL is a good place. Any more though? I think it's water.
I think it should be the way it used to be. I think the 4 division winners and 1 wild card.
I don't think so. I think that I like it. I like the 14 teams in there and give them a bye.
You guys just want your team to make the playoffs, and you need a 7. Well, in Dan's defense, for his team to make the playoffs, they'd have to take everybody.
Yeah, pretty much.
32 teams.
Yeah,
they have to take everybody.
Yeah.
But all right, so. I mean, to me, the officiating was an issue in every game, but it always is. We're not going to beat a dead horse because it's been like that since time immemorial. It's always been that way. But I will tell you this. I think one thing that could help clean that up would be the fact, instead of having a bunch of 50-year-old men trying to run with elite athletes, why not have 25 to 35-year-old men in those spots? And my idea, Dan, I know Steve heard it because we were on I'm So Sure Sports, I think is the name of it, in Jamaica yesterday at 11. Thanks for having us on, guys, if you're watching. But what if you take guys that get cut from NFL rosters, offer them an apprenticeship, maybe put them in a training program, and then all of a sudden you got guys just out of college, they're in peak physical condition, that are officials?
I mean, honestly, this is a question I've been asking for years now. I don't understand. The NFL is such
I have to interrupt you because Joseph Michael gives us a Hoosiers. So there we go. And that's why I forgot we almost didn't have the show tonight because I got so wrapped up in the IU Purdue game that I forgot to send the link. But go ahead, Dan. Sorry.
But no, I've been wondering this for some time now. Like, the NFL is such a lucrative company, such a lucrative business. They have so much stupid money. It would only benefit the league to do something like what you're saying. If not even that, just at the very least, they should have full-time refs. I just don't understand why they don't take reffing more seriously. The reffing is literally being talked about every single
How about
week.
this? I'm
and
going to
it's
leave it at
disgusting.
this.
It's
I'm going to leave
disgusting.
it at. I'm going to leave it at this. It's a lot easier to control the refs when the refs aren't making a ton of money. We'll just leave it at that, because I hope that's not the case. But
I mean, it's just like any job. If you're getting money, you're not getting enough money for what you think your responsibilities are, you're going to slack off. You're not going to give a damn. It's just, I'm here to collect a paycheck. That's pretty much what it is for these guys, I think. They just don't care.
all right, we'll go.
Where does that come from?
Where does what come
I think
from?
the referees care. I don't think that. I mean, and I don't
According
buy
who they're betting on or who they're told
the amount of time that it takes to train a referee fluently and all. You see how these guys huddle for 8 minutes, and these guys are 30-year veterans trying to figure out the damn
exactly.
rules.
So why would you have a 58-year-old man trying to keep up with an
I don't
elite
think,
athlete?
unless you're Joe Biden, I don't think age has a lot to do with that.
Oh,
I think
come on, Steve.
I think that's just a case of the rules are so detailed and curvy and and treacherous now that my son and I were talking about during the IU basketball game. It's like one of the Purdue players kind of knocked Trey Galloway down, and he's like, "That's a flagrant foul." I'm like, "Yeah, Ross. In my day, they would just pick us up and say, guys, chill it, or I'm going to kick you guys both out of the game the next time you do something like that." Instead, they go to the damn TV cameras, they review the whole thing, look and see if it's a flagrant one or a flagrant two. Did he get the business up here? Did he get the business in the crotch? Where did he get the business?
All right, Steve, the issue is this, though. If you think a 50-year-old man is as fast,
they aren't covering the whole field. They have zones and areas that they cover. The line judge doesn't go running downfield to cover the end zone.
They do, Steve.
No, they have back judges to cover the end zone. They have line judges
who spots the ball?
The end zone.
Who spots the ball?
The line judge.
Which could be 40 yards away from him.
Well, actually, the referee, whoever's nearest the ball, spots it. Generally, it's whoever made the call of where he put the knee down and goes.
There's a guy on each side that's supposed to spot the ball. Each guy has his own.
I'm going to tell you what right now, Mike. Okay. I think the NFL's got much bigger fish to fry.
I don't.
Than worrying about taking 25-year-old idiot football players who probably don't know 2/3 of the rules they're playing into. Just give me the ball. I run the ball. I catch the ball.
Steve.
I throw the ball. I tackle people.
Steve.
Steve. Well, by all judges and purposes, you know that you cannot tackle him above the neck.
Steve.
Oh, I did not know that.
Okay, Steve.
I didn't know that you could legally grab a guy by his ponytail and yank him down.
Yeah, you can.
Where was that when I was playing?
You didn't play in the NFL, Steve, but it's always been that way in football. If somebody's hair is sticking down, you can tackle them by it.
That's as stupid a rule as there is.
Why? It's part of his body.
It's gotta hurt.
Well, don't have hair like a woman.
Oh, now we're discriminating against guys with long hair.
Steve,
take your hat off. Take your hat off and show why you don't care about that rule.
Steve, I was trying to help you out. Dan, do you understand what I mean there?
With your 25-year-old guys running?
With trying to chill Steve out here with some.
No, I like it. Steve's showing passion, man. He's
but you know what I mean. I mean, we don't have to mock stupid people in the way they talk.
I wasn't mocking anybody.
It sounded like it, Steve.
Well, you see.
All right, let's get Dan's opinion. Let's get Dan's opinion because he'll probably have the correct answer.
Why?
I don't know. Hell,
he can't even get his computer to work at normal speed.
Plus, he wears his hat backwards all the time.
Where's Dan? We're waiting on Dan.
So, Dan, what do you think?
You want to talk about mocking people? What idiot ties does this goofball have to the Tennessee Titans? Other than he's trying to piss you off.
He's not trying to piss me off because I don't.
Where do you buy your jerseys at? Burlington's Coat Factory or something?
Let's put it like this: the Tennessee Titans have about 100 legitimate fans, and that's it, anyways. But go ahead, Dan.
Where do you get the money? I mean, I was going to go buy a Gronk jersey. Those damn things are like $150. Where do you get this kind of money?
They're all well. That's not $150 jersey. That's
is
like
betting-
screen printed.
Is betting.now or betting.net paying you that well? Man, I gotta give me some of this pay.
Well, how about this? This is what it is, Steve. He bought that at the Goodwill, and it's one of the iron-ons, so it's not a real jersey, Steve.
I can barely afford the iron-ons.
Steve,
I don't have a Stitch jersey
Steve,
anymore.
take us a tour of your house. Take the camera around and show us your house and your pool that your dogs swim in daily, all right? All right. Here we go. So, Dan, we obviously don't care what you think, so we're going to go ahead and start picking the games.
Let's start picking the games.
Dan.
Let's do it.
All right. Last week, Dan was last again. Me and Steve were kind of
Mike,
first.
were there anything we learned? Any 4 or 5 points we learned from last week's playoff games?
I think we learned that the NFL is top-heavy in each conference with about 4 teams that separated themselves from everybody else. I think we watched a lot of bad football that was poorly officiated. But the one thing I do know is this. I think the 8 best teams are in the divisional playoffs. I think all 4 of these games are really hard to pick. And when's the last time we saw a week in even divisional playoff where everybody was within 5.5 points? We've got the Chiefs at home at -1.5. You usually give the home team 3 points. So that means in Vegas, it Rams Bucks 3 points. Bengals Titans 3.5 points. Every game is like a field goal difference here, except for the Niners and Packers. But we'll get to why that Niner-Packer game is a little bit different in a bit. But we're going to start off with the Cincinnati Bengals at the Tennessee Titans. And Dan, since you're the Titan fan, what do you think happens here?
So what's the line on this one?
Hold on here. It's
Tennessee minus 3.5.
Joseph Michael, Dan, did you get your jersey with a plastic helmet?
Yeah, you get a plastic
Joe
helmet.
nailed it. Hey, you
I
just
did
got
do that.
outsmarted by somebody that graduated from Taylor High School. I know you don't know what that means, but you just got humiliated.
Nice. Thanks, Joseph Michael. I thought we were cool.
And then we've got Marcus Carter. Evening, good guys. Put your backs into it. Bless family. I don't know what that means, but put your back into this pick, Dan. What do you got?
All right, so it's what, Tennessee minus
3.5.
3.5.
Damn, come on.
I know why your computer's slow, because your brain is slow.
Oh.
We're all slow here.
Hey, wait, Steve. If we keep talking to each other like that, there's going to be people that message us and think that we pick on each other all the time.
Oh, no. We can't do that.
No, that wouldn't be any fun. Dan, are you going to pick the game?
By
the way, Dan, Tennessee's favored by 3.5.
And Mike, they're going to think you're just evil Roy Slade.
Who's Roy Slade?
Who?
You never saw the movie? Oh, what was the movie?
You don't even remember the movie.
No, it's an old Western with evil Roy Slade was the bad guy, played by John Austin. Judge Roy Bean. Judge Roy Bean.
Judge Roy Bean. Okay, I have heard of that.
Yeah.
Just don't worry about it, Dan, and please someday.
Sorry, I had a Dan moment there. My brain was a little slow.
Cincinnati
I had
Tennessee.
to open up 85 filing cabinets to get to Judge Roy Bean.
Cincinnati at Tennessee. Tennessee is minus 3.5, Dan.
I am going to go with Cincinnati, even though I'm wearing a Titans jersey. My buddy Greg is probably just going to be disgusted with my pick, but I said what I said. If we knew for a fact Derrick Henry was going to be playing in this game, as of right now, Vrabel said the final decision will be made.
Hey, wait a second, Dan. I think this, as a Bengals fan, I'm not worried about Henry playing because he hadn't played in 8 or 10 weeks.
He's not going to be a factor anyway.
He probably started jogging a week ago, so he's not going to make as big. And really, Foreman did average the same amount of yards per carry that Henry did. This is a team, offensive line-wise, they are a great run-blocking line, but they're a terrible pass-blocking line. If the run game doesn't work, they're not beating anybody that's left in the playoffs. And
I got a feeling, too, that Burrows is going to put this team so far behind so quick. Their run game is not going to be nullified anyway.
You get me pumped up now, Steve.
And one big thing.
You get me pumped up now. Go ahead.
I'll say one big thing that the Titans have trouble with are chunk plays. So I think they might be in a world of hurt if they let Burrow and this passing offense get going early. They're going to be in trouble because we've seen Tannehill and that passing offense just is not quite right. They're not.
And a lot of that is the fact they haven't had Julio Jones, who looks like he's going to play, but the same thing as Henry. Hadn't done anything in a couple months. And the other issue we talked about, Tennessee's offensive line is terrible pass blocking. Trey Hendrickson is healthy. He's practicing. I saw that with my own eyes today. Josh Topo is going to play, which a lot of people didn't think he would play. You still got DJ Ritter. You still got Sam Hubbard. If the Bengals jump up 10 points quick, you don't have to worry about the play action pass. You have to beat him and make him beat you. A.J. Brown is going to be covered by Awuzie, who I think is one of the top 10 corners in the NFL. And people say the Bengals are inexperienced. But I think it says a lot when you have the experience they have in the defensive backfield with Von Bell and Mike Hilton. Both of these guys have played in a lot of playoff games. They're both very good football players. I don't think, when I watch the Titans, I don't think they're going to be able to defend the Bengals throwing the ball. And then you open up the fact that Joe Mixon's still there, and Joe Mixon hadn't had a big game in 5 or 6 weeks. So I think the big thing here is I ripped on Zach Taylor a lot. I was obviously wrong. I wasn't wrong up until the San Francisco game. The San Francisco game is a game where the Bengals were driving down the field and made a big comeback. Burrow was playing great, and they decided to run the ball and kick a field goal. The Niners got the ball back, went right down the field, scored a touchdown, and won the game. What's happened since then is we've seen Zach Taylor turn this offense over to Joe Burrow. This game is going to be won or lost by Joe Burrow. Ryan Tannehill, to me, is a streaky quarterback. He may be great. He may be horrible. I know this. In the last 9 weeks, Dan, has he even played a game where he's thrown 3 touchdown passes?
And that's where the problem lies. This team is way too one-dimensional. And, you know, as many questions as Tennessee has, I trust Vrabel in this. They have the coaching edge. Vrabel's done one of the better coaching jobs this year of anybody in the league. And there is something to be said with the fact that they've been there and done that. They know what it takes to win in the playoffs. I don't buy it that much. That's not going to sway my picking. But it does matter. It does matter. But in this game, I think if it was a different quarterback for Cincinnati and it wasn't Joe Burrow, maybe I go Tennessee. But Joe Burrow's been that good. He has been on the last 2.5 months. And I think last week's win pressure situation against.
Hey, do you remember when you gave me all that crap about Joe Burrow's interceptions? And I sat here and I told you, as soon as Zach Taylor, doesn't play to lose and turns this over to Joe Burrow, you'll see the difference. And Joe Burrow is as good as any quarterback playing right now. I think he's one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL right now. I think there's also a case to be made that the 2 best could be him and Josh Allen. And I say that because, let's face it, Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady are older. They're not what they were, but they're smarter than everybody else.
They're not what they were, but they're still 2 of the top 5 players, regardless of position in the NFL.
Because they're smarter than everybody, especially with Brady. The intelligence counts a lot there. And how about this? The thing that struck me about Kyler Murray was, and I tweeted about it, the game looked like it was really fast in the playoffs for him. And if you watched him, he had a tendency, when trouble came, to run over top of his tackles and get sacked or pressured. With Burrow, Brady, Rodgers, Allen, what you see is they move up into the pocket. They don't panic. And I think that Kyler Murray panics. He always will, as long as Cliff Kingsbury is his coach. But getting back to my pick, I think this is a game where the Bengals jump out quick. And if they do, it's going to be really hard for Tennessee to win. But I will tell you this. I think Tennessee is the most physical team in the NFL. And with that being said, I think this is a close game. I think the Bengals win the game 27-20. But I think this is a toss-up. And really, 3 of these 4 games, I think, are toss-ups. And that's why I'm so excited about this weekend. Steve, Cincinnati at Tennessee. Tennessee minus 3.5. What do you think?
I actually thought this was the easiest of the 4 games to pick. I agree with you. I think all games are going to be close and tight, and there are not going to be any runaways. But I thought this was the easiest of the 4 games to pick. Give me Cincinnati and give me 3.5 points, more than a field goal. I'm going to take Cincinnati on this one on my own too. So, yeah, I'm going with Cincinnati. Dan, before I finalize my pick, I'll be smart enough to say what's the injury status or COVID status of both these teams.
You'll find nobody has COVID near the playoffs.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
I was just about to say, COVID wise, nobody. One guy on Cincinnati, Joe Bacci, whatever.
No, he's out for the season. He tore his ACL a few weeks ago.
Oh, because he's on the COVID list too, so double whammy.
Well, nobody cares if he's got COVID.
Yeah, and then for Tennessee, Greg Mabin, cornerback, is on IR, and he's also on the COVID list. But other than that, all the stars are playing except for Derrick Henry. All the starters are playing for both teams.
And we don't know Henry's status.
We don't know about it.
We don't know, and
he's off. Is he off waivers? Is Henry off? Not waivers. Is he off IR?
He's off injured reserve.
Yeah, he's off IR for sure.
And he's cleared,
eligible this week.
I mean, the question here is he's got a metal plate in his foot. So I think with the injury he's got, especially the way that injury sits, if he was to hurt that again, that could cause significant issues moving ahead in his career. So, I don't know here. I don't trust an NFL team to worry about a player's safety. So I assume he'll play, Steve.
Well,
I don't know how much, but I assume
Mike, what would you rather be? Derrick Henry with a metal plate in your foot or Dan Kornhauser with a metal plate in your head?
I would rather be Dan Kornhauser with a metal plate in my head.
Not going to hurt anything one way or another.
Why do you got to pick on Dan all the time? You're such a damn bully. What do you got, Steve? Steve already picked it, didn't he? All right, next up.
We all took Cincinnati.
Yep.
Yeah. Next up, we have a very interesting matchup. The San Francisco 49ers at the Green Bay Packers. The Packers are favored by 5.5 points. The Packers beat the 49ers by 3 points this season, but the 49ers have won the last 3 and the last 2 playoff games. One at home in the NFC Championship game 2 years ago, and then the other one at Green Bay, I think the year before that or 2 years before that. So the 49ers have kind of had Aaron Rodgers' number. Will they have it again, Steve?
You know, I was going to take the 49ers in this game. First off, injury status of anybody of significance is 49ers quarterback. I can't think of his last name.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Thumb and knee, solid.
They say he's playing.
Yeah, thumb, shoulder. He's totally off the injury report. Not on it at all.
I was actually going to take the 49ers as the one upset of the week. But then I started reading all of Mike's propaganda that he writes and how every time he puts on a uniform, Garoppolo falls another notch in his belt in terms of being a viable quarterback, even to the point today where he had a discussion with me that says he wouldn't even trade Carson Wentz for Garoppolo now.
No, it's because Garoppolo does not fit the Colts' offense.
So, well,
that I also explained to you that the Colts don't have draft capital right now.
Yeah, I get it. Anyway, that being said, I think that Aaron Rodgers, this game's tailor-made for him in the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field. Packers are solid. Their fan base is going to be going cuckoo.
For Cocoa Puffs?
I expect the Packers to cover this point spread and take this game.
All right. I'm gonna say this. Jimmy Garoppolo may not be on the injury report, but from what I am told, because I got a buddy that writes for the 49ers, there's a small chance he may not even play.
Really?
The shoulder injury and the foot injury together. And just remember, 3 weeks ago they were playing Trey Lance because he was too hurt. Mm-hmm. So I think there's more issues here than what people think with Garoppolo. And, if you look at the injury status of the 49ers, they've always got issues. I think the 49ers, if they were completely healthy, actually would beat the Packers.
Yeah,
But
who's their edge rusher?
Yeah, that's the other thing. Fred Warner. Oh, yeah, Nick Bosa, Warner.
Bosa got hurt. He got taken out.
Is Bosa cleared concussion protocol yet, Dan?
As of now, he's questionable, but he
had not cleared it yet.
He did get a full practice in on Thursday, so it's been reported that he's expected to play, but he's officially listed as questionable, but he did practice. So I think we'll see him. We'll see Jimmy. I think we'll see Fred Warner.
Yeah, and really, this may sound crazy. Fred Warner is maybe the most important of three of those guys at linebacker because I think the issue here for the Niners, it hadn't been before. You got A.J. Dillon. You got two running backs that are a huge 1-2 punch here. I don't know what the weather's supposed to be. I'm going to assume it's not going to be great in Green Bay. So in the past, the 49ers dominated the Packers at the line of scrimmage. They controlled the game, and they won that way. The Green Bay Packers, I think, can do that. And as crazy as this seems, if Bosa's healthy, the way to beat the Niners is to be able to run the ball between the tackles. A.J. Dillon can do that. They've got two running backs that can do that. I'm going to take the Packers -5.5 also, Dan.
If the 49ers were healthy, Mike, I would have to strongly consider taking San Francisco in this game. And it goes far beyond Jimmy. Even if Jimmy was 100%, it goes beyond Jimmy.
Hey, real quick, we got to say what's up to Gunner. Gunner is in Jamaica, and on the Bengals show tonight, he said me and Joe and Ty, he was going to fly us to Jamaica. He didn't say that, but I was just hoping he'd do it. Go ahead, Dan.
But unfortunately, San Francisco has all these injury questions going in. Is Jimmy playing? Is Nick Bosa playing? Is Elijah Mitchell going to play? I mean, he was also left off the final injury report, so we'll probably see him coming back from a knee injury. There's a lot going on there, and even though San Francisco, we know they can run the ball well, and that's Green Bay's bugaboo. Green Bay is rather vulnerable on the ground. They can be had, and that's dangerous playing a team like San Francisco, who is the best rushing team in football as a team in the NFL. And
that's why I'm saying if they were healthy, this to me would probably be a 2.5 or 3 point spread, 3.5 at most, and I would take the Niners then.
I would probably go with the Niners in that case too. And the other thing that's going for Green Bay is they have a lot less injuries. I'm looking over the report, and they're getting a lot of guys back.
Wait, something's wrong with Steve. I think he just had a seizure.
Oh no!
I started off the whole conversation about that game with all the stuff you guys are just repeating. You both are from the Department of Redundancy department.
Really?
Right,
so, number one, it would be the redundancy. Redundancy. You need to enunciate better, Risley, if you're going to make fun of Dan and the metal in his head, which we all know exists. But he got hit by a semi when he was younger. It's not really something to laugh about. Go ahead, Dan.
So Jair Alexander's coming back. They're
Did you say that, Steve? You didn't. Go ahead, Dan.
Jair Alexander's coming back. David Bakhtiari's coming back.
You didn't say that either, Dan. You can't. Wait, Steve, can you even pronounce Bakhtiari?
Bakhtiari.
Good. Go ahead, Dan.
Randall Cobb's coming back off of injury reserve. So the Packers
Did you bring that up, Steve? I think Dan's giving us really good information, and you're being such an ass to him. I'm offended. Go ahead, Dan. I apologize.
Thank you, Mike. No, it's fine. It's fine. But no, they're getting key pieces back. Bakhtiari is one of the best tackles in the league. Jair Alexander is one of the best corners, and we know how much Aaron loves him some Randall Cobb. I'm going to go with Green Bay in this one. They're also at home, and I did pick Green Bay versus Kansas City in the preseason and in Week 1 on this very show. So
nobody really cares because that's
foolish.
That is such a hard pick to make at the start of the year to pick Green Bay and.
I picked Green Bay and KC Week 1 on this show, so I'm feeling good about it. I'm going to stick with Green Bay.
I picked Tampa Bay and Cleveland. Real quick, Gunner's boss says, Horace Countryman Holmes, I am taking Packers, Bengals, and Bucks. Should I put my house on an Omar? Those are my guys. Man, I tell you what,
Countryman's a cool dude. I like Countryman.
Oh, I like all them guys. Why do you just like one of them, Steve?
No, I like them all too, but Countryman just impressed me. He made Gunners look kind of foolish.
Oh, damn, Steve. Don't go there. Gunners is listening.
You got to bring Gunners into the game here. If he's going to play the big boys, he's got to learn to take crap right away. There's no free lunches here, Gunners. This is the Midwest of the United States of America.
Well, right now, Gunners is kind of salty because the Jamaica Reggae boys just lost to Peru. That must be soccer.
Must be soccer.
Ooh. Don't say soccer. Right now, I want to remind everybody, the Grueling Truth is powered by Betting.net. Betting.net is your best bet for finding the online casino or sportsbook that's right for you. Make sure you check out Betting.net. And tomorrow, make sure you check me out. I will have 2 shows separate by myself. They're about 5 minutes each to break down the best possible bet in these games and to break down the prop bets. All right, so...
Hey, Mike, I'm free tomorrow.
Okay, Steve. We're going to do an IU show tomorrow.
Well,
hell, I'd have been ready to do the IU show instead of this. They beat Purdue for the first time since like 1912. All right, so everybody's taking the Packers. Next up, another game.
Yeah, but our boy Jim Coyle's got that covered tonight.
Never heard of him. All right, next up.
Danny, you're taking the Packers?
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
they all took them. All right, next up, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers,
Hey,
the defending world champions.
Dan, do you know next week or in between Super Bowl and finals, all of the Jamaicans are coming on. We're doing a Super Bowl week show with them.
So you won't be on, Dan, because we've upgraded.
Nice. Can't wait.
All right, we got another comment. Hold on. It's Gunners again. I don't come here for free lunch, Steve. I travel with the lunch pail.
Man, I had me a nice
blue collar style.
I had me a nice Jamaican jerk chicken salad the other day.
Well,
and it was good.
No.
Maybe they could fly us all down, and we could have some of that Jamaican jerk barbecue.
Woo.
Yeah.
The only problem is if we tell Dan we're going to a jerk joint, he's gonna bring blue.
I'm in. I'm 100% in.
I think they've got one of those nice Bond setups up there. Didn't James Bond filmed a lot of his movies in Jamaica?
I've never seen a James Bond movie.
Yeah, he did Bermuda and Jamaica. I think were his two favorite places to film.
Sounds good to me.
Shaken, not stirred.
Next, are you talking about the jerk?
Always.
No, the Jamaican jerk chicken though is great.
Okay, Steve's on a different.
I'm sure it's actually better made in Jamaica.
I guarantee it's better. It's like Southern barbecue's better in Louisiana or
Louisiana than it is at Popeyes in
guys.
Valley.
I'm having too much fun with this show. We may have to start doing it nightly, even when it's not football season.
I'm just happy that IU beat Purdue for the first time in 9 games.
And also, guys, check out Shooting the J, which I found out from our guys in Malta means something similar to what we were talking about earlier, if you get what I mean. But Shooting the J with Bobby Hunt and his sidekick.
They never invite me on.
Sidekick, Dan. Hey, wait a second. You know, Dan called me the other day and he said, "Why won't Risley come on the NBA show?"
I know.
Risley, let me just address that.
He said you ignored his text.
I'm so sad.
We're at intermission. Well, no, I don't read text after a certain point at night. So,
it sounded like you said you don't have sex after a certain point at night.
No, I don't read text.
Okay.
I've been married 37 years. I don't have sex after a certain point at night either. So, let me get through the football here and let me understand what teams are still in the NBA.
Yeah, because Steve the other day,
I'm still thinking the Seattle
Steve
Supersonics
told me,
team.
Yeah, Steve's like, I don't know why Dan won't have me on because I've got this great NBA Finals pick. I said, who is it? He said, I think the Seattle Supersonics are going to take down the Cincinnati Royals. And I told him, Steve, those teams aren't even in the league anymore. And then, I don't know.
I did not know that.
Next up, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Buccaneers.
I will be on. I got to figure out what the standings are. I did watch my beloved Pacers.
They beat the Lakers last night too.
Beat the Lakers last night.
Yeah, they did.
So make sure you check out the NBA. Just Google NBA standings and you'll be good, Steve. Next up,
here's one last thing on that. Then we'll move back. It's intermission.
Ever since we went to the Jerk Shack, now everything's just what the hell.
That'll happen.
What's good about it is the Pacers are going to be the reason that the Lakers coach, Frank Vogel, is going to get fired, and Vogel used to be the coach of the Pacers when they fired
him. That's right.
Okay.
So there's a common denominator there.
Let's save that for the Shooting the J show. You can also find Big Daddy Dan Kornhauser with Sam Teets at the NFL Draft Show every Monday night. I think it's at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock.
7-ish.
Yeah. And the NFL show is Monday. That's a draft show. And then the other show. What?
Gunner. Really now, Mike? Don is the man on the Shoot the J? Who the hell is Don now? You already replaced me, Dan?
Well, we've changed Dan's name to Don because it just dawned on me. It's a cooler name. Hey, you cannot give Gunner crap because he said somebody's name wrong. You're the one who was called Jacoby Brissett for the last 6 years, and he was even the starting quarterback on your team.
It's like, hello.
It's a bitch
Hello,
to
my
fix,
name
so
is
you got to
Don.
hit it just right.
My name is Don.
James
Don
Dawn.
Bond. Don Bond.
All right, guys. Do you know the goofy thing is we keep getting more and more listeners like this. All
I
right,
know.
next up, the LA Rams at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Buccaneers are -3. Now, the big question here before we pick this, Steve, can Matt Stafford win a playoff game on the road against a team that is very good? Because let's face it, the Arizona Cardinals are not a playoff team. They haven't been since probably about a month and a half ago. And it was kind of easy pickings here, maybe give you a little bit of confidence. Rams, Bucks -3, Steve.
Okay, first off, to answer your first question, can Stafford win a playoff game? Yes, he can win a playoff game, especially with this Rams football team.
On the road, though.
Yeah, I believe he can.
Freaking.
Hang on. I believe he's capable of winning it, especially with this Rams football team, because this Rams football team is a very good football team, top to bottom, with Cooper Kupp. They've got weapons everywhere. Their defense is shored up, solid. And Stafford, the last game I watched him play last week, he did not look detrimental to his team in any way, shape, or form. He still is willing to throw the ball over the middle downfield, which is something Carson Wentz is not willing to do, which I think separates those two just in a nutshell, among other talents and skills right there. Now, and really, truly.
Hey, wait a second, though, Steve, because Joe disagrees with you. He said that's a big no, Mike. At the end of the day, it's still Matt Stafford.
Matt Stafford?
Yeah. I don't know if he did it on purpose or he just hit the wrong letter.
Yeah, I don't know. Man, I tell you what. Spell check, listeners. Spell check.
Can you put Grammarly on this?
I think that if the Rams were playing anybody but Tom Brady, I would be favoring the Rams in this game. But Brady just has this Don Bond coolness to him in games like this. He rallies his team around him. He doesn't rattle. He doesn't get edgy or nervous. You know, I've never seen a guy throw a stupid pick, and Brady's capable of doing that, and just go sit down, get on his little iPad, come back, and rip your butt apart for a touchdown on a 70-yard, 14-play drive, and make it look methodical. And he finds the receiver he wants to find. You know, when he wanted to get Gronk his extra $1 million, he found Gronk. And he's got that ability to go where that man needs to go to put points on the board. So I don't think Stafford is going to be the reason the Rams lose this game. I think Brady's going to be the reasons the Bucs are going to win this game, is what I think.
All right, so Steve's
I think both teams are well coached. I don't think there's a coaching issue between either team. You know, McVay is a solid NFL coach. Arians has proven his worth, been able to take his team back to where they're gunning for a back-to-back, Super Bowl championships from a team that floundered a lot of years before he and Brady got there. But anyway, I've not made my pick yet, but in answer to your original question, Stafford's not the reason the Rams will lose this game if they lose it.
All right, Dan, what do you think? Now, remember, 17 weeks ago, the Bucs got blown out by the Rams.
That's indeed a factual statement, but this isn't 17 weeks ago. This is now January. We know what Tom Brady does. And my only question with Tampa Bay is the injury report.
Tristan Wirfs especially.
It's extensive. And yeah, Tristan Wirfs was injured in the game this weekend. He hurt his foot. His foot was in a boot. He did not practice today. He's officially questionable, as is Lenny Fournette, Ronald Jones, Gio Bernard, Levante David. So, key pieces. Ryan Jensen, their center. There's a lot of names. Sean Murphy Bunting, they're one of their starting corners. So there's a lot of guys on this list I'm concerned about. I mean, on the flip side, the Rams aren't sitting too pretty either. They've got a few key guys on there, most notably Andrew Whitworth, their aging yet stud left tackle, who's like 40 years old. He's the offensive tackle version of Tom Brady. He's old as hell, but he is elite. And he's got a knee injury. He also did not practice. So if he doesn't play, that decrepit O-line is going to be in even worse shape. And that's something to watch, because if Joseph Noteboom is starting at left tackle, that's a problem. I think we're going to see the Rams running the ball a lot. In the last month, the Rams have run the ball amongst the most in the NFL. And that's not a coincidence. I think they've been trying to hide Matt Stafford and trying to have him not throw pick sixes, because that's all he's been doing. But I'm going to go with Tampa Bay. -3 is a nice number. But it's weird, because every time I look at a line like that, I'm like, oh, I like that. Tampa Bay should win. They're at home. Tom Brady, -3, not bad. I always feel weird about these kind of lines now. Like, as the season's gone on, I feel increasingly uneasy when these games are like this. But I'm going to go with Tampa Bay.
Now, Mike, before you pick, was I supposed to go first?
Joe says he's got fat fingers.
Yeah, I know.
That's what his issue was.
I appreciate that, and I apologize to you. Joe,
I know. I mean, not everybody's got, svelte hands. And Joe just
I know.
he's fat-fingered.
Mike, was I supposed to go first on this round?
I don't know. Did you pick here?
No, I did not, but I'm going to go ahead and make my pick to give you a chance
I thought you
to
did.
decide what you do, because we're betting two ways here.
I thought
we're
you
betting
did
the
pick.
Games, which the winning teams, regardless of point spreads, moves on, and we're betting the point spread for our pool. So,
we're
and
just
that
betting
being
a
said,
point spread. Nobody cares about who's picking the game. Use the point spread.
I am taking the Tampa Bay to win. So that frees you up to make your pick how you want to.
I was going to make my pick how I want to either way. You should know me by now.
No, I don't.
You should. It's been like 6 years. Every team should have a Vita Vea. He just F's the play up. And Gutters is trying to make Joe feel better. He says, sausage fingers matter, Joseph. I think this. I think we could start a GoFundMe for Joseph to see if we could get him in a Planet Fitness and maybe do a finger workout. Or he could just go with Dan to the Church Shack.
All
right. Let's see.
Church Shack for everybody.
Man, this Rams-Bucks game is the one that... Because
wait. These guys are cool. They know the Jamaican bobsledding team. They know guys on that team.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, we need to have him on the show. We need to have the Jamaican bobsled team on Survive in Advance.
Actually, Mike missed it. He didn't even... He was doing something else, looking at his
actually,
He missed it. Hussein Bolt stopped by for 9.3 seconds, and then he was gone.
Also, it was like Dan when he has sex.
Come on, Dan. That was pretty good. Yeah, Mike, that was good. Hussein stopped by for 9.3 seconds, and then he was out of there.
We got a new comment from Amos Stuckey. He says, hello, everyone.
Joseph,
how you
John
doing,
Candy's
Amos?
Dead. Amos. Woo!
Well, hey, Joe, do they know John Candy, too? I guess he was in the movie, too. Well, I bet they did.
He's
and then
dead.
Gutters, you need to hook us up with the Jamaican bobsled team for the Survive in Advance. That would be a good show.
That would be a great show.
I know, because Dan wouldn't be on it. Survive in Advance.
You guys would miss me.
Dan, I would bring you on again.
Yeah, we'd bring you on with the Jamaican bobsled team.
Is that a cat in the background?
I was going to say, is there a cat? Yeah.
No, that's one of
something.
Not my house.
Rams-Bucks. This game, to me, I really want to pick the Rams. I don't see a reason not to pick the Rams. I mean, Tampa Bay's got like the 5th best scoring defense during the regular season. But the stat I saw today when I was writing my article about the game was opposing quarterbacks have like a 65% completion mark with 4,400 yards. So there's reason to believe Stafford will have success. The other thing here is, while most people are going to look at Cooper Kupp and Odell Beckham Jr. as the two difference makers, I think it could be Tyler Higbee in the game. because Tampa Bay yielded 92 receptions and a 73% catch rate to tight ends during the regular season. I think this is an even matchup. I'm going to take the Bucs, but if this was 3.5 or 4, I would take the Rams, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to go with the Bucs, but I'm not confidently because I think the Rams could.
This is a pick'em game.
It is.
It's a pick'em game, I tell you.
Joseph is dead. Joseph, if you're dead, how are you typing?
Sausage fingers.
Quit making fun of sausage fingers, Steve.
I didn't. He's the one who said he had sausage fingers.
You don't have to make fun of him, though.
You
might have to get rid of you now. Betting.net may say, hey,
I mean,
Joe was making all the sausage finger people are going to be bitching.
The known quantity here is that we know what Brady's going to do. The unknown quantity is we don't know what Matt Stafford's going to show up.
Exactly.
If the talented Matt Stafford shows up, this game changes complexion real quick.
Man, I'll still go back to the stat I brought up last week where he's like 12-70 lifetime against teams above 500.
Yeah.
I really think he can do this. I really want to pick this game. And to tell you the truth, when I do the betting show telling you how to bet it, I might go with the value and even pick them in the upset. Wait a second. Amos has a Super Bowl prediction. 49ers versus Titans. Amos, I'm sorry.
Gross. Yeah.
You got a Titan shirt on. Why'd you say gross? I don't like when you say gross. You say it like a 12-year-old girl in 1989.
Gross.
You'd look like a 12-year-old girl in 1989 if you shaved your beard. How about this?
If
the Bengals beat the Titans, you have to shave your beard.
You need to go down to the G League, Amos, and get your game on before you come back here.
If the Titans make the Super Bowl, I'll dye my beard Titans blue.
But if the Titans lose to the Bengals, you will shave your beard on air.
I will do it.
All right, there we go. Because you can tell you're a hairy dude, so it's only going to take like a day and a half to grow it back.
Pretty much.
But you have to shave it on air.
I got my razor ready.
Okay, we want your mom to shave you. Just your face. I mean, we're not getting creepy. I'm not like a priest.
No, save that for off air.
All right. Amos says okay. And really, Amos, Dan can be kind of put offish sometimes, so don't take it to heart. I actually think it's possible because I think all 8 teams that are left are capable of winning the Super Bowl. Next up, the Buffalo Bills at the Kansas City Chiefs. I will go first on this one. And this to me is not an upset at 1.5, but I'm going to take the Bills in the 1.5. I think Josh Allen right now is the better quarterback. I think Stephon Diggs is the best wide receiver in football. I think their offensive line is underrated. They can run the ball with Devin Singletary. I think they're the most complete team in football right now, Dan. Am I crazy?
No, you're not at all. I love that Devin Singletary is running the ball well. That was the only missing piece from this team. They can't run the ball.
Now, I will say this real quick. I wouldn't read too much into what we saw last week because the New England Patriots are a team that got there because they have a brilliant head coach that got them to the playoffs. The problem is, even a brilliant head coach has to have big-time players to make a mark in the playoffs. Go ahead, Dan. So I'm not one of these guys who's picking it because of how awesome they looked against the Patriots. That's not it. I mean, even last year, the Bills were my pick to go to the Super Bowl in the AFC. And I died with them in the AFC Championship game. But they dominated Kansas City in Kansas City this year. And they have been through losing to them. And the thing I remember about that was like 10, 15 of their players standing out there watching the trophy being given to the Chiefs. Right now, to me, I'm a huge Bengals fan. I love Joe Burrow. I think, all things are possible with Joe Burrow. But the Buffalo Bills, to me, are going to win the Super Bowl this year.
That's not even a bold statement. They're one of the favorites.
Why don't you shut up, Steve? Don't laugh at me. It's Dan's turn.
No, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at the fact that back in OJ's day, they went 4 times in a row and couldn't get anything done.
They did not have Josh Allen. They had a significantly lesser quarterback back then.
They had
Jim Kelly's.
Chip Kelly?
Overrated.
He was the Josh Allen of his day.
No, he wasn't. He couldn't run. Hey, I'll tell you this. The Buffalo Bills of the late 80s, early 90s were a fraud. The AFC was a joke. In 1988, I explained this to Dan. 1988, You remember, Steve, I'm sure you watched the Super Bowl. The Bengals had the no-huddle offense, but they weren't allowed to run it in the playoffs or the Super Bowl because Marv Levy cried to Don Shula, who was his buddy on the competition committee. The Bengals
Weiss,
would not.
was Weiss coaching that or Greg?
Yeah, we talked about that with Sam,
Yeah,
remember?
that's right.
Because
Yeah.
the joke in Cincinnati has always been the Bengals went to the Super Bowl in 1988 with it. The Bills complained about it, and then the next year the Bills invented it and went to 4 straight Super Bowls.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this Buffalo team is the best Buffalo team I think I've seen. I know that sounds crazy, but
it's not crazy. It really isn't, because when you look at the Bills, defensively, they have everything you want for today's NFL. They were number 1 in points allowed, number 1 in yards per game allowed, number 1 against the pass, and by far, like, they had 24 less yards allowed than second place, which I think.
And they got run over by the Colts.
And their run defense is
at Buffalo.
middle of the pack.
Hey,
but
Steve, the Jets beat the Bengals and the Titans this year. One game didn't mean a damn thing. Go ahead.
It's a wacky world.
I'm sorry you got interrupted, Danny. You know what, really? I wanted to just shoot a shout out to. I don't have, sausage fingers, but I'm betting Dan and Steve both do. So I think it's a sausage fest here tonight. Yeah, Dan's definitely got big fingers. Let's see your fingers, Steve. See, I've got skinny fingers. Yeah, see? Fat fingers. Not as fat as Dan's. We need to have Joe on the show so he can show us these sausage fingers so we can get that GoFundMe started.
Guys, we've talked about sausage way too much this show. I already had dinner.
Hey, Amos says Buffalo Bills will be one of the last 4 teams. He agrees with me. And we have Gunners who says, replying to Amos Stuckey Jr., that not going to happen. I guarantee you this, the Buffalo Bills will beat the Kansas City Chiefs this weekend. I hope they don't, because I think the Bengals would have a lot more difficult time in Buffalo than Kansas City. Go ahead.
I know. Dan, do you know who Abe Froman is?
Eighth Roman?
Abe Froman.
Never heard.
Mike, do you know who Abe Froman is?
Why, if Dan doesn't know, you have to ask me. Abe Froman
knows everything.
Yeah,
He's
is
the
thing.
sausage king of Chicago.
Damn! If you know something, if you would have let me answer this, I know what Abe Froman is. This is the thing. It's a sex act.
No, Abe Froman is the sausage king.
All right, this is what I want Dan to do right now. Dan, look up Abe Froman, and I guarantee you the first thing that'll come up is Google, the Urban Dictionary, and you tell me what the definition of Abe Froman is, please.
Abe Froman. Okay, here we
go. It's a person.
Listen, Steve.
The first thing that popped up was a sausage on a T-shirt, and he's the real sausage king of. Oh wait, no, here we go. Wait a minute. Oh,
get the Urban Dictionary. The Urban Dictionary.
There's a lot going on when it comes to Abe Froman. There's a lot going on there.
Abe Froman is the sausage king of Chicago.
Okay, Abe Froman
in the movie.
Abe Froman is slang for something, Steve. Will you be quiet? Be quiet. Tell him what the urban.
Mike, I just lost faith in you.
Just tell him what the slang for Abe Froman is.
Well,
as nicely as you can.
It is a sex act, which involves simultaneous things going on with a woman, and
yeah, it's like how about this? How about this? It's a double play in the front and a double play in the back, and some mouth action.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Wow! She goes to the jerk shack twice at the same time.
Gross.
Danny, are you taking the Bills?
But our listeners has went up like 700 people in the last 3 minutes.
I'm gonna take Kansas City.
There are some sick people in the world.
Hey, wait a second. Joe says if Dan's got to shave his head when the Titans lose, Mike should have to pierce his nipples when the Bills lose. Okay, Joe, but you're the one that has to pierce them.
That escalated quickly.
Dan, are you taking the Bills?
I'm taking Kansas City. I picked KC. Honestly, the only reason I'm taking Kansas City, I wanted to take Buffalo for this game. I'm probably just going to bet on Buffalo and see what betting.net offers me in terms of different sports books.
Real quick, Gunners had a good one about Abe Froman. Sounds like a Jewish rabbi.
Oh, that's not kosher.
Wasn't
That's
there
right.
a rabbi? Hey, have
It's
you ever
not
seen the
kosher.
movie?
That's right.
Have you ever seen the movie The
pig
Jazz
involved in that.
Singer?
It's not kosher.
Have you seen the movie The Jazz Singer
Yes.
with Neil Diamond?
Yeah.
Okay. I was just thinking
Longfellow
rabbis. I was thinking,
serenade.
we're coming to America.
We're coming to America.
Gunners thinks that Dan should shave his head like Paul Feinbaum is what I think he means.
You
But
spelled
nobody
Mike
can-
wrong.
I didn't spell Mike. What are you talking
No,
about?
Gunner. Gunner spelled Mike wrong. He meant you.
No, what are you talking? Dan shaving his head like Paul Feinbaum.
Yeah, I know that's what it says, but it's supposed to say. It's supposed to say
Okay,
you.
I'll shave my head then if the Bills lose. There you go.
You don't have any hair.
I shave my head every day anyways. It's not that big a deal. What the hell? My wife doesn't like hair. So, what are you going to do? It's a good thing because I can't grow it on my head, but
All right,
grow
so
it
we got
everywhere
one
else.
Buffalo and one Kansas City.
Oh, what do
Yep.
you got? Who's got Kansas City?
Danny got Kansas
Oh,
City.
damn! Dad just died!
Just had a tragedy.
Dan,
He
are you
just
alive?
He just spilled his beer on his computer.
It's because he was looking up Abe Froman videos.
He's gone.
Dan has passed away, guys.
No, Dan's computer has passed away.
My video's messed up.
Oh, Dan.
Yeah.
Did you spill your beer on your computer?
No, we're good. I don't know what happened.
Did you unplug a cord from your camera?
I gotta figure this out. Hold on. There's a lot going on here right now.
There has been a lot going on here tonight.
All right, I'm gonna take. I think this is going to be a good football game between these two teams because 2 straight Super Bowls for Mahomes counts for something, and what do I do here? Because if I go Chiefs.
Hey, Gunner says Dan passed out on the Jägermeister. Oh, hell. This show's went off the rails. This is the most fun I've had in years with other guys. There's Danny Titan.
We figured it out, guys. I'm all right. I promise.
Okay.
I'm not drunk yet.
All right,
Yeah,
I got to make my
geez.
pick. Hey, I want to say one thing.
What?
Was it fun to watch Odell Beckham?
No.
Kind of a
Will
little
you pick the
nostalgia
game?
and play there.
Quit putting it. What nostalgia? He's like 28. How can he be nostalgic?
He's older than 28.
I don't know how old he is. I don't really care. I don't really care about Odell Beckham.
He's old enough to party.
So's Dan. But he's so old now, he almost passes out. Look, his face is all red. That's embarrassing.
So
We need to put a clip on this on Twitter just so people can watch Dan drop.
Just fall off the face of the earth.
1.5.
Yeah, the Chiefs are favored by
1.5.
1.5.
God, I so want to take Kansas City,
This show will be known as the show Dan made an ass out of himself.
but if I
happens
take
every week when
Buffalo,
it
I lock you out of this week, and that puts me only.
Dude,
What?
just pick the game you want. Pick it to how
I know.
you want. If you're strategically doing this, you suck. 'cause
Do you
should
know how
just
much
pick
fun
the-
I would have if I have all summer to say we have to introduce me as winner of the poll?
I've never been introduced ever as the winner of the poll, and I've won it 6 straight years.
Because you always introduce yourself.
I never say I won the poll.
But I would
Hold
mandate
on,
that
we
you
got a new
introduce-
person, and they got a Titans. L. DeJohn Franklin. Hello, room. Hello, L. DeJohn.
Hello, Elder John.
Here we go, real quick. Gunner says, I'm wondering how Baker Mayfield feels about Odell Beckham catching passes in the playoffs. Hold on. Who got on the Indianapolis Colts shirt? That would be
That'd be
Steve
me,
Risley.
Elder John. Steve.
Man, that's a
Be
cool
very
name.
nice.
It's like El DeBarge. You remember El DeBarge, Steve?
I remember
Back in
Elder
the 80s?
Barge.
Yeah. You probably never heard of him, have you, Stan? You ever hear of Menudo?
Menudo?
Yeah.
Is that like someone who has one name, like Seal? Or
Oh, it was like a boy band from Mexico. They were all 12. Amos Stuckey says, Bills for me by 5. And
All right, I got to make a pick here.
Yeah, you do, Steve. Quit trying to pick block me and just pick who you think's going to win.
Well, Steve, to help you out, Buffalo has no relevant injuries to mention at all. I mean, no one knew anyway.
Yeah.
And neither do the Chiefs.
Yeah, for Kansas City, everyone's pretty much healthy there too. So that doesn't help at all.
My kitty cat's locked in the bathroom, guys. He can't get out.
Oh,
you have a cat?
I have a cat. My son wanted a cat. Quit being an asshole.
What kind of a pussy is that?
He's kind of black and gray. We got him from the shelter. Hold on.
My.
That's where we got Steve.
Okay, Dijon. Just call him Dijon. All right. How's it going, Dijon? Thanks.
What up, Mustard?
In. Don't be making fun of the cut. Jeez,
what?
You're such an asshole.
What happened?
All right. I know Trey DeBarge. He is presently playing for the Atlanta Hawks as Gunners. Maybe you can have Gunners on the NBA show. And Dijon says it's an even match game. Bills Chiefs, I think, is an even match game.
I know.
That's why it's a 1.5 point thing. Amos thought something that was said was funny. I don't remember by now because I don't remember what happened 30 seconds ago.
The all-time.
Okay, Dano.
Oh, wait a second. And Dijon says, I knew some dumbass was going to say mustard. And it's cool because people that are watching can see that he didn't call you a dumbass. But people that listen later on iHeart and Spotify will think he called you a dumbass. And actually, though, Dijon, he didn't call you a mustained. He called you mustard. I bet Dijon has the same Joe Stubby finger problems. I'm telling you, we could have a stubby group pick the games next year. Just a stubby finger group. Since my fingers are not stubby, I'm figuring that, I could host it and just let the stubby guys pick the games.
This is sausage finger profiling, and I resent it.
All right.
So, Steve, what's it going to be?
I'm going Chiefs.
You're going KC.
I'm going KC.
Woo! All right, that's the only game you guys pick differently on.
So we could be tied, or you could be up 2.
Up 2 or tied.
Here we go.
I just think the whole field. I think the only difference here.
You know what? Dijon is right.
Home.
Because he says spell check is a B, which means bitch, I believe. And it is. Because the thing that drives me nuts now is I could type like show into text to Steve, and it'll turn into should. And I'm like, how in the hell is that possible? So really, spell check's not that smart. It's like Dan, Steve.
But
I agree.
It's terrible.
All right, we are an hour in, and I have to wake up early in the morning, guys. Is there anything else we want to discuss before we wrap it up?
Not on my end.
You weren't going to cover your 7 things you learned from
we can do a Survive in Advance tomorrow night, but Dan will probably be out at the Jerk Shack.
I mean, I gotta find this place now.
Jerk Shack? You don't know about Jerk Shack?
Jerk Shack, Jerk Shack.
All right, real quick, guys. Your top sportsbook comparison site, betting.net, offers expensive reviews on the biggest sports books or best sports books out there. Check them out at betting.net. So, I can't do a show tomorrow. I'm taking my wife out to eat.
What a good husband.
Yes, I know.
Food stamps come in?
Yes.
Nice.
Why don't you kiss my ass? You're so rude.
So
I mean, why would you make fun of somebody for having food stamps? You used to tell people I lived in a trailer. I mean, why do you? I think, you know what I think this is? I think you have a little penis, so you're trying to feel superior to other people by saying funny stuff. And it's not funny. It's really hurtful. Sure, I have a pussy in the bathroom. But it's a cute, furry little pussy. And if you ever met it, you'd want to pet it. And I don't live in a palatial mansion in L.A. like you. And, I don't call my son the Fresh Prince like you. But
Fresh Prince, nice.
Yeah. So, go ahead, Fresh Prince. And Amos says food stamps on the bills. You know what? As long as you're getting fed, what the hell is the difference how you doing it? You might as well get something from the man because they're always taking
Mike,
stuff
I
from
retract all my statements regarding your trailers And
What
your
about my
food.
pussy? You better not talk crap about my pussy.
I'm not talking
anymore.
about that whatsoever.
Do you want me to go get my pussy and show it to you?
No,
I mean,
Don't
he's
you have
right
to
in
pay
there and he
extra
wants
for
out of the
that?
bathroom. Huh?
no.
I mean, that'd be
Hold
better than
on.
the-
Gunner says, I wish my government was giving up food stamps. We get nothing for free or in advance in Jamaica. Well, Gunners, you need to move to America because we give everything away nowadays.
Yeah.
Not really, because actually, our government sucks. So.
Oh, don't get him started. Let's go.
$1,000 on the bills.
Colt guy looks like he has gotten a lot of food stamps. He had health care that size.
Damn.
DeJohn is the
boy.
man. Even though I'm a Bengals fan and DeJohn is a Titans fan,
Yo.
DeJohn, you come back anytime.
It's bad when condiments gotta talk shit. That's crazy.
Hey. Come on, watch your language. We shouldn't talk about prophylactics on the show.
Well,
Look, Steve's going to come back with something mean because Steve's mean-spirited. Why don't you talk about DeJohn's pussy?
no. I'm going to show you something.
Oh,
no, I don't want to see it.
If he stands up, I'm cutting him off.
I don't want to see it.
DeJohn said, okay, and an LOL. It's all fine. What?
That is the bottom of my foot.
It is the bottom of his foot. Why are you laughing?
That is the bottom of my foot.
Yeah.
That is
disgusting.
an open pressure wound that hasn't healed in 9 months.
Okay, I'm sorry, Steve. You can make food stamp jokes at me. I'm sorry.
It's precluded me from doing any athletic ability. They want me in bed, laying there and off my foot entirely.
Dan will probably come over and be your wet nurse.
It's not a blister. It is an opened wound.
Dry nurse.
So sorry if I put on some weight. I have.
Oh,
As soon as I get that thing healed, I will be getting back to working out and losing it.
I can't believe you got fat shamed. Amos loves us all, and we love Amos, even though we just met him tonight. And we didn't really meet him. He's just typing on a computer.
Yeah.
Wait. DeJohn has trumped you with I'm a disabled vet from feet also.
There you go. You guys are broken.
There you go.
Not to mention I have stage 4 neuropathy in my legs too. So
I've got a bad attitude.
That's all right.
Are you?
So what I'm going to do is have you wrap this show up. I'm going to go feel bad about myself.
Oh, no.
And I'm going to go eat a big plate of lasagna.
Hey, but remember this, Steve. The Grueling Truth is powered by betting.net. Betting.net is your best bet for finding an online casino or sportsbook that's right for you. All right, we're going to wrap the show up, guys. I actually had more fun here than just about any place I've ever been.
I don't know if that's a good thing, but
I don't know. I'm not even going to address that one.
What bite you, Hall of Fame Steve? So Amos says he's got peroxide if needed. Don't feel bad, eat good. So there you go. DeJohn, Amos, all Gunners. All you guys are invited.
Gunner, I like Gunners. Gunner ripping on me. I like Gunner.
I think we are just, teasing each other, Steve. So it'll be all right.
Okay.
Joseph says, as usual, great show, guys. Joseph, thanks for listening. He also watched our Bengals show today. This show will be up on the website tomorrow, and by tomorrow you'll be able to catch it on Spotify, iHeartRadio, over 300 different outlets. We'll be back next week with the AFC Championship preview and the NFC Championship preview. Everybody, when you go to bed tonight, lay down and say a prayer for Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals. Hoo-day, motherfuckers.